Alright. Stream better stay up this time. Verstappen on pole position with a 10.9 there. Very solid time for him on, I believe it was maybe his second lap. Jason SMJ did improve by 4/10 on his most recent lap, but it wasn't validation for the Ferrari man. We'll have to go out for another run. NRL Ben just joined WSR like right before this race. I'm not even joking. Bro is on a 12.1. Solid time for him, but he'll want to move up the grid order. The gap between Verstappen and 10th place right now is 2.5 seconds. Yes, 2.5 seconds. I can't even count. Who gives a damn? But Ben's currently on the lap here. We'll stick on board with him. I think I can turn off the tire graphic, to be honest. I mean, nobody's going on slick tires or wet compound tires for any reason. Ben up 4/10 on his lap. That would put him at 11.7. It said that he had the fastest first sector, and then it said he also had the fastest middle sector. So I'm not sure if that's really true, but we're going to go with it. And Ben could be really close to getting on pole here because he could have lost a lot of time in this final sector. I don't think it's going to be pole for him, though. It's going to be probably a high 111. 11.7 for Ben, as Feather Red moved up in the third. He set up 11.3. So that's a decent time for Ben, for sure. His teammate Monier to Cheeks, though. Monier finished second in last week's race after Cohen's 5-second time penalty was removed. He had a very good showing, though. Had some really good pace, as I think that was Cohen there who just went off the track. Oh, yep. Monier to Cheeks backs out of his lap. Wasn't Cohen's fault, though. He just got distracted, I think. Wolvers. After that disastrous race last week where he spun coming out of turn 2 at Brazil. Oh, yep, and he spins here again. And he is lucky that that car does not have terminal damage. Black Cherry improved on his lap, too. I don't even know who to go on board with that, to be quite honest. I might turn on the tire graphic just so I can see what lap tires these guys are on. Monier de Cheeks still on the lap, though. As I mentioned before, but he spun, right? So he's pretty much out of it. Leader Lee, 29.0. That's not a representative time. WSR Devil. He raced last night, but his wheel disconnected randomly. He did some practice for this race today. Forrest Drew really hasn't raced in the league since F1 2019. He was a former co-owner. He still technically is. He's in the management group. Here he comes to the final corner. Drew, let's see what time he can do. Formerly known as You See Me Flying. It's not a horrible time from Drew, a 13.2 on one of his first real laps. EHVK, he's coming through the first corner now. Kevwood, I think, is just ahead of him. There's a lot of cars here. Oh, baby. Oh, EHVK could have been very easily distracted there and hit one of the drivers, but he didn't. I can't see his split because the on-air thing just showed up, but is Kevwood right ahead of him? No, Kevwood is finishing up his lap, but he's invalidated. What about David? David's behind the HBK, so we'll stick on board with him for now. South Clutch moved up into 5th. He set a 12.0. Cohen with a 12.1 and his teammate with a 12.1 as well, Black Sherry. Fernasco joins, so hopefully he'll get in here. EHVK did invalidate, though, at some point. David, I think he must have had a spin. He lost a lot of time to EH. Marcica's on an invalid lap. Jim put in a really solid showing last week. I think he finished P4. It was P2 on track, but he picked up a 5-second time penalty for a collision with Cohen post-race after the stewards made a decision in one of their incidents. But it was still a really good showing for Jim in his first Sunday tier race. He's a full-time driver in both the Saturday and Sunday tier, like a lot of these drivers. Jim's a full-time driver. Leader Lee is a full-time driver. David's a full-time driver in both tiers. Fernasco does both tiers. Innikilk does too. Wolvers did the Saturday tier yesterday. So we have a lot of drivers that show up to both tiers. Verstappen too. Then we got some of the Sunday tier exclusives like Monier to Cheeks, Cohen, Fudge, Fred the Red, and Jason SMJ. They're all very good drivers in their own right. That's for sure. Innikilk, he had P5 at USA in the first round. Although there were only 13 drivers there on that day. Today we have 19. And I did make a promise that we'd have full, almost like near full grids or full grids by the third round. And it seems like that's coming through. And we only had 15 drivers for Saturday tier yesterday, but it was still a good race. Sort of like a real F1 race. We had a lot of guys separated by like a lot of like time. Like we had 3 guys out in front, then we had like the midfield where there's like 3 or 4 drivers, and then we had the rest of the field. It's really interesting. And Cook comes across the line. It's a 12.7 for the Aston Martin man and proves himself to P11. All these drivers will have a free choice of tire for the race, though. Remember that. South Fudge went on a slow down lap. Now he's on an actual flyer here. We'll stick on board with him as he went through the Lauda curve there pretty nicely. Up to turn 3 he goes. He's slightly up on his time. He's at a 12.0 in his first run. Oh, but he gets a little bit loosey-goosey on the power there, and that's collision with the wall for Fudge, and he's going to have to pit for fresh tires. That Wolvers finished P3 at the opening round in USA, and then finished, I believe it was P5 or P6 at Brazil after that spin. Struggling to get on the power as well. We've noticed a lot of drivers are really struggling with getting on the power through turn 3. They will not have to worry about that in the race, though. It's not going to be wet. But Wolvers' connection is all over the place. That's something I've noticed, but he's a really good driver. Hopefully he doesn't get net lagged or desynced into the wall. And that's not as much of an issue as it used to be. Oh, Fred the Red's lagged out. Somebody give him an invite, please. I'll do it. As Monier de Cheese comes to the end of sector 1, he's down in this time. I think we'll go on board with either Verstappen or J7. We'll go on board with Verstappen. Down 3 thousandths, or 300ths, sorry, jeez. I'm messing up all my words today, but yeah, I don't think he's going to improve on this lap. It looks like he's backed out. Yes, he has, but J7 he's on a lap here on fresh enters. He's down a 10th, though. It seems like these drivers are starting to lose some time in the later stages of quali. Usually when you're at the intermediate tires, you do improve as the session goes on because you get more familiar with the track and wet conditions, you get more confidence. But these drivers are struggling, so that makes me wonder if the track's getting drier or wetter at this moment. Oh, as J7 backs out of his lap as well. NRL Ben has backed out of his lap as well. All these drivers are backing out. Monier de Cheeks is 5/10ths down. This could be really down to quali here, guys. It doesn't seem like these drivers are getting quicker. Fernasco's on a lap, though. His first lap of the session after getting home just in time for this race. It's going to be a okay time, a 12.7, puts him into a P12 in the session. Fred the Red has rejoined the lobby, thankfully. We have 3 drivers at the back, David, VK, and Kev Wood, who have not set a time yet. Monier de Cheeks up 2 tenths on this lap, though. Oh, but he completely fucked up his braking there, to put it lightly. And that's going to cost him any time that he gained. Cohen, Ben's down 5 seconds. Verstappen is down 7/100ths through the first sector. We'll see what his second sector split is. You can make up a lot of time by taking these corners slightly differently. I really don't know the optimal line in the wet, but yeah, Verstappen's not improving either. Wolvers went up to P2 with a 1:11.1. That's puts him about 2 tenths back of Verstappen. And these 3 right here are really my favorites. I mean, you could factor in Fred the Red and Ben maybe. I don't know what Ben's race pace is, but hey, he might be pretty quick. I don't know. If Verstappen invited him to the league, I'm guessing he's decent. Just my 2 cents. As Jason SMJ, oh, through turn 5, went way wide. He didn't invalidate, though. He's still up 2 tenths, though. Somehow he didn't invalidate. I don't even know how the hell that happened. But Jason SMJ getting loosey-goosey there on the exit of turn 6 and 7. He comes up to turn 8 now here. We'll see how much curb he takes. He takes it pretty aggressively. Can this be pole for the Ferrari man, the championship leader right now? Jason SMJ, round the final corner he goes. It's going to be... Oh, he just misses out by 9/100ths of a second. It looked like it was going to be really close, but I guess Verstappen just had a really excellent final sector there. Ben was up on his time, but he invalidated. He's still going to come across the line here. We'll see what his pace would have been. For Ben, it would have been a 2/10 improvement. Saft Fudge using no assists here. He's one of the only drivers in WSR who is a no assist user. It's pretty impressive from him. And usually when you're in the wet conditions, it's easier for you as a no-assist driver to be as quick as the drivers who use the racing line and some of these other assists. Because you're going slower, you don't have to, you can be a lot more consistent with your apexes too. We'll see where Fudge can put it on the grid, as everybody else inside the top 6 has finished their laps. Cohen improves slightly, Monier de Cheeks improves up to P5. South Fudge, though, coming through the final corner here. took it pretty nicely. Not as fast as J707J did. He moves it up to P7. Inakil will not improve on his lap, and that's the end of quali, guys. As Inakil crosses the line. Interesting quali session. There's definitely a bit of a gap from the top 3, I'd say, to the rest of the field. I know Fred the Red was quite close, but I think Fred's just like a tier off. Like, he's sort of like the Mercedes at like Bahrain. He's just sort of in no man's land. Although he only was 4/10 off. But we'll see what happens in the race. I'm going to take a quick restroom break. I'll be back in about like a minute, guys. Alright, I'm back, baby. It looks like it's going to be a dry race here at the Red Bull Ring, baby, in Spielberg, Austria. And the, is it the Ardennes? That's not the Ardennes. Where is it? The Ardennes Mountains. Let me see. Is it? It's Styrian. Styria, I don't know. I mean, I guess there was a Styrian Grand Prix, right, so. I'm not sure, is it the Styrian Mountains, the Ardennes? The Ardennes is a mountain range in France, though. I'm not sure, man, I don't know. Alright, let's see what these drivers choose for tires. You'll be able to see it on your screen as well as the formation lap's about to start. The AlphaTauri. Verstappen leads them away here. So, top 3 go for Sauce and the Fred the Red. No need to cheeks. They go for the medium compound tires here. So they'll be looking to go long into this race. They'll pit around lap 20, guys. The guys on Sauce will pit around lap 13. And really quickly, I'm just going to turn down my frickin' sound. It's really loud. Oh my gosh. I'm going to turn it down 1 on each. Hopefully that sounds a bit better. The stream's too loud, or if the game audio is too loud, just let me know. I'll turn it down more so you guys can hear me. I'll turn it down 1 more, actually. Screw that. Give me your predictions in the comments here as well, please. I don't have a co-commentator today, so it kind of sucks, but as I was mentioning before, the 4th and 5th, Fred the Red and Monia Cheeks are going to go long. If there's no safety cars, that plays really well into their favor. Ben, Fudge, Cohen all on Sostin. Black Cherry, Inakil going for the mediums. Leader Lee going late into the race on the hards. Interesting strategy call for him. He can pit at any time if there's a safety car and still be in a decent position. Fernasco on the mediums, and then the rest of the field from 14th to 19th. They're all on softs. See if David can make his way up the field. Leader Lee just had a spin, I think, under the formation lap. Devil will be looking for a good result. Same with Kevin Wood Jr. in P14. Verstappen, though, he's your leader, and I expect him, J707J, and Wolbers to put on quite a show early in the early stages of this race here at the Red Bull Ring. Here, it's a terrific track. Great for overtaking, great for battling. Somewhat easy to spin, but if you're a good driver, it's not going to be that much of an issue. As EHVK is about to slot into his grid position. There's guys further back, though. Leader Lee, David's the last one to come onto the grid. Go on board with him as he makes his way. And now we'll go up to the front, baby. Ecos Verstappen's going to lead it away. Yesterday we saw no incidents on lap 1. Let's hope for more of the same here today, but I would not be shocked. There's 19 drivers here. At least one of them could have an accident. As we get ready for the 5 red lights for the Austrian Grand Prix, the Sunday Tier, round 3 out of 8 on this championship, Season 6, baby. We are underway. J707J gets a shocker, but starts saying this Wolbers. Verstappen flew away. They're off the line. Further red really struggling on mediums. As down into turn 1 they go. It looks pretty clean. Further back, South Fudge going off the track, same with Monier to Cheeks. Up the hill they go. Jason SMJ is not able to make a move on Verstappen. Fudge is making a move on further red, but further back it's going to be 3 wide potentially down into turn 3. Yes, there goes Cohen, 27, down the inside. It's 4 wide. 4 wide, and oh, there's contact. Further red's gone around. That was going to end a disaster, man. You cannot go 4 wide through that corner. Cohen, 27, looking for an avenue by Monier Cheeks. Yes, and Ben is letting some guys through. Maybe for an illegal overtake potentially because there were yellow flags there. We got 3 wide action. Oh yes, as Nick Kilk on those mediums goes around. 2 medium runners have spun early in this race. Ben and Monier Cheeks, the 2 Alpine drivers going side by side. Ben's able to get up into 7th position ahead of his teammate who's on those mediums. It's crucial for Ben to also make a move on Black Cherry who's on mediums if he wants to stay within the DRS of Cohen, 27. Marsica dropping down a few places down into 17th. Whew. Wolvers, Verstappen, and Jason SMJ are already separating themselves from the rest of the pack here. Almost have a 1 second advantage over South Fudge. He's going to have to use some ERS to stay within that 1 second gap, but he's already losing too much time. Whew. I can breathe now. As somebody went wide, that was Fernasco. Here's Ben in the slipstream. Oh, Black Cherry down into turn 3 he goes. It's going to be a nice, simple overtake. No, it isn't. Black Cherry's going to try and hang it around the outside there into turn 3, but eventually Ben is gone ahead. Oh, but Ben gets a little bit of a tank slapper. He hits the curb on the exit of turn 3, and that almost cost him the position, but he's able to keep it ahead. Black Cherry was very nice to him, not dumping him out of the way when he had that accident. But here comes Jim looking around the outside of Monier Cheeks. Those medium combo tires really are just not working for the Alpine here. And certainly, they worked pretty well for Fernasco. He moved up a few positions. In a kill had a pit there, he had wing damage after that spin on the first lap. Ooh, Isasco 2000. Our first WSR driver from Nigeria. He's putting in a good showing here in P10. Same with Kevin Woody in P12. We got an incident though. WSR Dabble has had a spin. No, Drew, come on. DRS has been enabled though. It's lap 3. Jason SMJ ahead of Ecos Verstappen. I missed that. Did Verstappen have an accident? As Wolvers picks up a time penalty, he's almost out of the DRS already. So these top 2 are really separating themselves from the rest of the pack. Verstappen in the slipstream and Jason SMJ's. They head into turn 3. EHVK's had a spin at turn 1. And we saw a lot of spins at turn 1 last race, but here comes Verstappen in the slipstream, activating some of that ERS to get by the Ferrari, the championship leader, Jason SMJ. As down into turn 4 they go. Jason SMJ tries to sneak a nose in there. And he's using some ERS to try and get alongside, but it's going to be too late for the Ferrari man to make a move as they head into turn 5. Kevwood getting by Fernasco further back in the field. And we might have to go on board with that. Yes, the Ferrari man is ahead of the Alfa Romeo man. He's up in a P11. Marsica looking for a way by leader Lee. But I really think we want to watch this battle for the lead here as Jason SMJ is still 4 tenths back. These 2 are really separating themselves from the rest of the pack. But they're going to put in an absolute show here, I can just tell. Verstappen with the fastest lap of the race, so 1:05.9 on the 3rd lap of the race is a very fucking quick time. As leader Lee picks up a time penalty. Jason SMJ up to turn 3. He's going to have an easy move on the Ferrari. That Wolver's 1.5 seconds back already. He's going to have to hope that these 2 start the battle. As Jason SMJ did use a ton of ERS there. He goes a bit deep into the corner though, and Verstappen gained a lot of time through the middle of that corner. If he wants to get by this lap, he can. Jason SMJ is going defensive on the AlphaTauri, but the AlphaTauri is much quicker in a straight line here with that DRS, and he's going to try and go around the outside at turn 4. Verstappen locks a brake, and Jason SMJ almost goes for a spinneroonie there. As EHVK is called it quits in the pit lane. He's our first retirement of this race. Leader Lee and Marsica further back going side by side. Leader Lee on those hard compound tires. Marsica has made an overtake. It's his first overtake in WSR, I believe. Outside of the first lap. Good for him. Poor Indikel, 30 seconds back from everybody else. Same with Drew. But for Jason SMJ on this lap, he'll be close to Verstappen once again. That Wolvers has managed to sneak back into the DRS of these 2. But remember, he already gets a 3-second time penalty on lap 5. I think he picked it up around lap 3 too. Jason SMJ in the slipstream though. Verstappen's pulled out a nice 5/10 advantage, but it does not matter around this track. You have to be you have to be out of the DRS if you want to. I don't know. What am I trying to say? The goal is to get out of the DRS if you're Verstappen. Because Jason SMJ can just sit in your DRS, save DRS, and then he can pass you in a few laps. And then try and build out the 1 second gap that's needed. Like, you can be 6 or 7 tenths laps slower, but still compete because of the DRS around here with the driver ahead. Fred the Red making a move on Leader Lee. Leader Lee's really struggling on those hards, that's for sure. NRL Ben looking for a way by Cohen 27, the race winner from Brazil. He's looking pretty quick here, but we got some quick drivers behind. Black Cherry and Monier de Cheeks on those mediums are making them work well here in these early stages, where we knew they were going to struggle. They struggled on the first lap for sure. In the second lap, because those softs are really quick at the start of the race, especially since they were fresh softs as well. And they were able just to march away from some of these medium runners. But now those medium runners are starting to come into their own. Those mediums start to become quicker overall around lap 7 or 8. As NRL Ben's making a move into turn 3, here he goes on Cohen 27. The Williams has been passed by the Alpine there. No move to be made from the lead. Ecos Verstappen stays ahead of Jay SMJ, who's picked up a time penalty. And Jay SMJ is not known for time penalties, but he already has one on lap 6. It's down the inside, goes Cohen 27. Ecos Verstappen's had a spin at turn 3. He's blown the lead, and he's going to fall down the grid. He's down to P8. And that's where he'll probably slot in here. That Wilbers had a bit of a spin there, too. And Jay SMJ marches away with the lead of this race. But with a time penalty on lap 6, it could be in doubt later in this race if we have a safety car. That Wilbers... he's lagging like crazy, but Cohen 27's getting through. Oh, and I think he put him in the wall. But I think there's desync there, so I'm not sure what Cohen could have really done. He probably didn't know where he's at. But Wilbur's probably had wing damage. He's boxing. He might have had contact with Verstappen there. Verstappen. That could have been a possibility. I don't know. We'll have to see in the post-race. I sure hope not, but Verstappen spun at turn 4, and Wilbur somehow slowed down too. So that'd be my guess. NRL Ben in the slipstream of that Cohen on this lap. Cohen's out of ERS. Ben's got 30%. Let's check the ERS for everybody real quick. NRL Ben should be able to make a move here. Marsica 2 is out of spin at turn 1. Here comes NRL Ben in the slipstream of Cohen 27. He has no ERS left. Ben has 27% left. Can we get a better fucking camera angle, Codemasters? Damn it. There we go. As Cohen's trying to make the move by, he is running on low fuel though. He underfueled his car, and if there's not a safety car, could be the race over for Cohen at 27 here. Cohen's not able to make the move on Ben though. He'll have to wait until the next lap. The two medium runners are chomping at his feet. Both have full tanks of ERS here. Jason SMJ also has a lot of ERS. Verstappen had 40%, so Jason SMJ might have been quicker there. He was just saving his battery. Oh, Cohen! Whoa, Cohen! What happened to Cohen there? Did he... What? That was the most... Oh my gosh, I don't even know. That was such a bizarre incident. I think Monier de Cheeks is going to be screaming at his TV. That wasn't intentional, was it? I don't know what to think. I'm not going to think anything. I'm not going to make an opinion of it. Drew, I'm just pit for fresh mediums. He will get back in this race. Same with Wolvers. It's been quite an interesting race so far. Quite a clean race for the most part. We've had a few incidents. As usual, that's going to happen when you have 20 drivers in this lobby. 19 today. We'll see what Jason SMJ pits. I think you have to pit here. All these guys in the front have to pit. These soft compound runners have to pit. This is really throwing a damper on the strategies for Black Cherry, Monier de Cheeks, and Fernasco, and Fred the Red. That's for sure. I mean, they might. If I were them, I might pit for hards. Monier de Cheeks picked up wing damage from that accident. Oh, that's really bad for him. As Fudge had a spin into the pit lane. Oh my gosh. The grid's going to be all shuffled up. All these guys are pitting. We'll see. There's going to be one guy that's speed. I guarantee it. Oh, look at all these guys. Oh, Fred the Red stays out. Fred the Red taking the gamble. Oh, and Kevin Wood. Kev Wood, he picks up a time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Will Fred the Red take the lead? No, Jason SMJ will be ahead. Leader Lee staying out as well. So, interesting strategy call from Leader Lee. I think you should have pit for the mediums there and try to go to the end, but he obviously wants that track position. The top 5 all have time penalties in this race. Verstappen comes out in P6. I like his chances of winning this, to be quite honest. Black Cherry's in air mode under the safety car. Okay. I'm gonna turn down the game volume just a little bit more. Can you guys tell me if it's okay? Because on my end it sounds really loud. That sounds better. Drew says he's struggling out there. Oh, he's on the lead lap. Is he? Yeah, he's on the lead lap. Never mind. Alright. Safety car should be in at the end of lap 10, guys. So if you're watching this, grab a drink, get some popcorn, and get ready to watch the next stage of this race, hopefully till the end. So what we're finding out now is that Jason SMJ and Ecos Verstappen did in fact have contact there at turn 3. And Jason SMJ tried to slow down the weight, and I guess Wilbers got caught up in that whole melee too. So that was a collision between the top 3 in this race as Kev Woody pits for fresh medium compound tires to serve that 5-second time penalty. He'll be starting last on this restart. Inakil gets back into the thick of things. Same with Monier to Cheeks. What in the world is going on here? These guys are stopped because of a safety car glitch. What? Inakil gets by Wilbers. What the hell was going on there? Isaac's in I. Oh, it's because he's in I mode and somebody probably passed him. Oh shit. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Oh my gosh. This game is full of glitches and it's really annoying. You can't go into AI mode under the safety car, or else shit just hits the fan. Will the safety car be in this lap though? Yes it is. Jason SMJ's backing up the pack here. Marsica and Devil racing each other under the safety car. Bizarre. I guarantee there'll be one incident under this restart. These two keep trying to pass each other. Huh. Well, let's see what happens. We got 6 viewers. 9 comments. 69, baby. Oh, David's had a... Oh my gosh, what's going on back here? Stay single file, guys. It's in the rulebook. You have to stay single file under the restart. As Jason SMJ goes, he gets a good restart. NRL Ben is really close to Leaderly. And to turn 1 they go. Leaderly on those old hard compound tires. Will he be able to make the move? David gets... David pits. I think he must have picked up wing image on that restart because everybody decided to go side by side. And there definitely could have been a clog up there, but here comes NRL Ben. Down the inside into turn 3 he goes. Leaderly on those hard compound tires is going to be hopeless to defend here from a lot of these drivers, I think. Ben leaves in the space. Leaderly runs wide, the lack of grip there. He tried to brake as late as Ben did, but Ben has fresher tires. Leader, you can't be braking that late, man. Here comes Black Cherry for good measure. Cherry looking on the inside of Leaderly as we got the nice drone view here. On the exit, you can see that Black Cherry gets better grip, but Ecos Verstappen got even better grip, and he's looking down the inside into turn 5. For the American... Oh, Black Cherry's out of spin. Black Cherry's out of spin, and there's contact. More contact. A few drivers have been collected. For some reason, his car didn't ghost there. And what a disaster for him as Fudge goes off the track. 2 McLarens have been involved in 2 accidents on this lap alone. Fernasco's looking for a way by Jim. Jim is pitting, though. Oh, shit. That's going to... I advise drivers to just take it normally because it's really glitchy if you don't. Oh, we have Inakilk humping somebody. Inakilk is humping a driver right now. We got the humping glitch. As Kevwood, 11B, looking down the inside into turn 1, he goes on WSR Devil. Devil's going to have to back out of that one as Kevwood goes really wide. Devil in the slipstream, though, of Kevwood. Up into turn 3 they go. Drew, can he make his first overtake of the season here, baby? Come on, Drew. Drew going around the outside into turn 3 he goes. The Ferrari man breaks late. Drew in the slipstream. He's using up that whole ERS battery. He wants to get by the Ferrari. Down into turn 4 they go. WSR Devil's too far back. Leaderly made a move on Jim. As David, Jim, Black Cherry, and Fudge all pit for fresh tires. They had wing damage due to that earlier accident. Jason SMJ is a 3-second lead already to Fred the Red. NRL Ben, 5/10 back. For some reason, we're getting random yellow flags, which I love, man. This game is so glitchy. I think Turkey Worker's going to have a busy day in the steward's room. Some of these incidents could have been avoided, though. For some reason, the game didn't ghost when it should have. A few times. As Fernasco's looking for a way by leader Lee into turn 1. There you go. Fernasco on the inside. Can we get a better camera angle, Codemasters? As these two go side by side. Keep it clean. That is very impressive driving. It's very difficult to go side by side into the first corner. Monier de Cheeks is about to capitalize on all this. He's going down the inside of Fernasco. These three are on soft compound tires. Wolvers, Monier, and Fernasco all on sauce. Fernasco breaks really early and he loses 2 positions. Wolvers in the slipstream of Monier de Cheeks as NRL Ben has just made a move on further right to get into P2. Here comes Wolvers on the outside of Monier de Cheeks. Who's going to come on top in this battle? Monier de Cheeks is, but Wolvers is going to do a cutback, baby! Come on, baby! As Fudge is returning the penalty, he's trying to do a cutback. Into turn 5 they go. Wolvers doing another cutback. Monier de Cheeks is struggling on the soft compound tires, surprisingly. But Wolvers is just going to have to hold back now. He'll get the DRS in the next lap, but he's pushing, though. And could he make a move into turn 8? No, he's not. He'd be smart not to be honest. Verstappen's picked up a time penalty. The top 6 all have time penalties at this current point in the race. We have 16 runners left in this show, baby. 22 and a bit laps remaining in this race. As Fudge's car comes back onto the track. Holy shit, that better not cause any issues. Codemasters, why are cars coming back onto the track when they retire? Oh, as there was contact there. Oh my gosh, Codemasters, fix your fucking game, seriously. As Wolvers just made a move on Monday to Chief Scott up into P5, Marsica and WSR Double going side by side. Marsica breaks latest and he gets ahead of Drew into the braking zone, but further up, Ecos Verstappen's looking for a way by. Further red, down into turn 4 they go. Ecos Verstappen goes down the inside and they're side by side as they head through the exit of turn 4, but Verstappen's ahead. 5 seconds off the lead. Can Verstappen win this race? It'll be a tall order because Jason Osemje is a hell of a good driver. Ben put on a really good show there in his WSR debut. He's currently in P2 in this race. And Kelk, he was way out the pace. He was 30 seconds back after that first lap accident, but he's up in a P8. That's why you never give up, guys. Oh, as Marsica's had a spin. So Marsica, don't give up, bro. You still have a chance at getting some good points here. I think he has wing damage, though. Yes, he does. Left wing end plate is gone on the Mercedes. And he'll be boxing for a new wing, because if you don't have wing on this game, bro, you're really fucking slow. I mean, you might as well pit. As Ecos Verstappen on the inside, or the outside, sorry, of NRL Ben. Ben's not going to defend. He'll try and get by a turn 4, but he gets a really bad accident. And any chance of that happening just went away. As Monier de Cheeks looking for a way by Wolvers. But we got a battle further back between Fernasco and Monier de Cheeks. Monier de Cheeks is not using his ERS there. As we head down to turn 4, leader Lee has lost the position. He was having a battle with Fizasco. Round the outside goes Fernasco. Not able to make the move, though. NRL Ben staying pretty close to Ecos Verstappen. Oh, I need to take a breather, man. I'm out of shape right now, and commentating at that pace just takes all the energy out of you, no? It's fun, though. Jim and XZ David down into turn 4 they go. They're battling for the 13th place like it's first place. Jim going to do a nice cutback here, and if he gets on the power, he might have a chance of passing XZ David. Down into turn 5 they go. Around the outside goes the Haas man. Not going to happen, though, for him. Further up, though, we got this 3-headed battle. All 3 guys on soft compound tires, so they'll definitely be pitting. My guess is that most of these guys will pit again, though. Here comes Monier de Cheeks in the slipstream of that. Wolvers up into turn 3 they go. It's only a formality that the Alpine driver gets by. And surprisingly, you haven't seen drivers play DRS chicken yet there at turn 3. Wolvers, though, he's coming back with DRS usage. Down into turn 4 they go. He's going to go to the outside of the Alpine driver. The inside is the preferred line, though, for this corner, because you could squeeze out the other driver. And Monier de Cheeks tried to do that, and it worked. Wolvers stays behind. He has to attack Monier de Cheeks on another day, another lap, to get by him. As David and Jim going side by side again into turn 3. They did play a little DRS chicken there. As you saw, they both braked really suddenly there. After they had already broken for the corners, Marsica, too, has had another spin. He's about to be lapped. NRL Ben still staying within reasonable distance of Ecos Verstappen. 7/10 back. Of course, he doesn't have the pace of Verstappen, but he can stick within his DRS because there's only really 4 or 5 corners other than the ones on the DRS straight that you have to keep within a 1-second window of. As Wolvers and Monier de Cheeks are putting on a hell of a show here. Yep, and they played a little bit of DRS chicken there. Wolvers, though, who has the DRS? Oh, Wolvers does, so he's able to get the DRS and stay behind, and then he got through in the middle of the corner, and he was able to get ahead. Cheeky little racecraft there from Wolvers, but Wolvers has gone wide, and he's lost the position again. This is bringing Innikilk into the fight, who, as we mentioned before, his race was hopeless. He was down in P19, 30 seconds off the pack. But since that safety car came out, it saved his day. And he's putting on a really decent showing here in his second race in WSR. Or third, actually. Yeah. Eneral Ben's about to drop out of the DRS. He still has it, though. He was a second back when he exited the final corner, but since the activation point is out of turn 8, he still had it. And right now, Verstappen really isn't closing it on Jason Sonjay. I highly doubt he'll close the 5-second gap. Maybe get down to 3 seconds would be his best bet, as Wolvers is making the move on Minded Cheeks this lap again. We're only halfway through this race, guys. There's still going to be a lot of action as this goes on, because these guys are going to be on different strategies for sure, and it's going to be quite interesting to see what they do. This time, Moniated Cheeks will not get through on Wolvers, though. I see David and Jim. Will there be a battle here? Oh! David picks up a time penalty there. Try to cut turn 1, and he cut it just a bit too much. But cutting turn 1 is significantly quicker than not cutting it. Taking the wide line. It's down the inside. Goes David. Makes an excellent move on Jim. He goes a bit wide, though, and Jim's going to be able to come right back at him. It's a Haas versus Mercedes battle, and the Mercedes somehow has DRS here. Shockingly, Admiral Ben, no! He had to spin at the second to last corner. I had a lot of spins there in practice. And if you hit that, if you use too much curb on the outside, you spin as you go into the entry of the corner. On the exit of the corner, if you take too much curb on the inside, it spins you around. It's a very tricky corner. That wasn't very difficult in most games before this. As Innikilk went wide, Ben was able to sneak his way by. He's on mediums, and all the guys ahead at the pitting end. So he's still in a net P4 in this race. Net P3, actually. But I think Fred the Red might be able to close on him at the end. It'll all come down to penalties, though. That's for sure. Fernasco does not have a penalty. He's looking for a way by Moniated Cheeks. Isn't able to make the move. Innikilk looking for a way by NRL Ben. No move made there either. Jim and XE David are putting on a hell of a show. Black Cherry is about to close up to this battle as well, and I think Leader Lee might close up to it later in this race. But Jim just made the move on David. David basically let him by. Oh, and he gets a little bit loosey-goosey there on the exit of turn 3, and he's not going to be able to make the move down into turn 4 like we've seen a lot of drivers do today, especially Moniated Cheeks and that Wolvers. Now Verstappen doesn't have to worry about anybody behind. We'll see if he can catch up to Jason SMJ. Because from experience, if you have a driver behind in your DRS, it like fucks with you, to put it lightly. Like you're just like looking behind, you're checking the timer. You're not completely focused on your own race, but now that he's in clean air by himself, he can just focus on closing down that gap to Jason SMJ if possible. As Moniated Cheeks just made another move on that Wolvers. Oh, WSR Devil's out of spin. Oh, and there's contact! Oh, and the Wolvers is into the wall! Oh, that's going to be a safety car. Virtual safety car has been deployed. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to watch that back real quick, guys. Oh, that sucks for Wolvers. Give me 1 second, I'll check it on the stream. Let's see it. Watching it back, watching it back. Oh, yeah, Wolvers just lost it on the exit. I thought there was contact there, but obviously there was not. Verstappen, everybody's going to pit here. It's a no-brainer to pit once again in this race. Moniated Cheeks stays out for some reason. Now he's pitting. These guys do not have to restrict the white line. Like in some leagues, in PSGL especially, we've seen guys pick up penalties for crossing the white line, but I'm not too worried about it. Neither is Turkey Whacker, our race director. We'll see if Leader Lee and Marsica should be on the lead lap. Yes, he's just going to come out ahead of Leader Lee. Fernasco lagged out. His AI went on to medium compound tires. Jason SMJ is past the safety car. Oh, shit. Oh, Jim's got a drive-through for speeding. Man, how do you do that? You can't be speeding into the pit lane. It will give you a penalty if you're over the delta. Well, 15 drivers will stay on the lead lap. Nobody's going to be down a lap. That's such a disastrous scene for Wolvers. That really sucks. Alright. So J77J put on mediums. Ecos for stepping on softs has basically won this race, I think. But J77J, if he could stay within the DRS window, absolutely has a chance at getting the win. Meunier is taking fault for that accident, but it wasn't his fault. Alright, we got some comments coming in here. I'm going to check those. I think we'll have one more lap of safety car conditions. Marsica, though, is half a lap behind, so maybe not. Yeah, so Cohen, is he still in this race? No, he retired. He was one of the guys that was low on fuel. We'll see if anybody is still underfueled. Nah, they're all good on fuel now. 2 safety cars means, essentially, if you underfuel the car by a lap, you'll be fine. But there are guys, we've seen Xiaomi, Zuti, Fernasco, they underfueled in that Brazil race last week out on in the Saturday tier. And they all ran out of fuel. We had like 4 guys run out of fuel, 2 laps left, because there was no safety car. And that's a risk some drivers are willing to take, which I'm really surprised about. And my tidbit of advice from WSR Flipple Fish, that's me, I'm the commentator today, you should overfuel your car by a lap in each 50% race. As long as your driving style isn't like really goofy where you're burning a lot of fuel and using your gears in a way that burns a lot of fuel, you'll be good to go to the end of the race. You'll be plus 0.4 or plus 0.5 by the end. So do plus 1 lap of fuel. And if it's a 100% race, do plus 2 laps of fuel. That's just my my advice of the day to all you viewers watching. Safety car will not be in this lap. It might be if Marcic is able to close on those hards. He did not pit because he was a lap down, and if he pit, J77J would have jumped him, and it would have been very difficult to get through. But safety car will stay out for another lap. This will be is it the 4th lap? I'm guessing behind the safety cars. J77J almost hits the safety car, and hopefully we don't see as much safety car shenanigans as we did on the last restart. We saw a lot of guys just getting side by side, and there's no reason to. It's in the rulebook now that you should stay single file. And maybe we'll have to reiterate that with the drivers, but there's no reason to get side by side. Just stay in a single file line. It's not that difficult. And stay about 5/10 back. I don't get why some people struggle so much with that. Alright. Come on, safety car, please come in this lap. I'll go through the what the drivers are using for tires here. I think Verstappen has an excellent chance of the win now that he's on softs. My native cheeks, could he win another race? I mean, technically he won it last week, but Cohen got it back on penalty changes after the race. He got a 5-second time penalty removed. Feather Red and Ben could be in contention here. Fernasco and Innikilk are guys to watch. If there's another late race safety car, they could win this race because they have no penalties. I mean, isn't that something to think about? And they'll have fresh softs. I think some of these guys don't have fresh softs left. I think Verstappen is just... no, they'll have fresh softs because qualifying was completely intermediate conditions. So unless you used 3 sets of softs already in this race, you'll have a fresh set at the end if there's another safety car. Which I don't think there will be, but you never know. In this game, if somebody wrecks in and anywhere really, there could be a safety car with it being on standard. If it was on reduced, it'd have to be on like a place like this straight away. J77J is really backing these guys up. If I were him, I would have gone by now. As he goes now, and Verstappen stays pretty close, only 4/10 back. He got a good jump on that restart. Same with Monita Cheeks, 5/10 back. Feather Red's really close to Innikilk. He's only 2/10 back. Any other battles further back? No, I think this is the battle to watch here on the safety car restart. As through turn 1 they go, I think Feather Red got a warning there for sure. He really cut that corner. But Innikilk's trying to go defensive on Feather Red. They're both using ERS. And Feather Red, unless he makes a dive, will not be able to get by. Innikilk goes defensive through turn 3. And that will give the Red Bull man a chance to get by. No, but no, he struggles on the exit. Actually, David's looking for a way by WSR Devil. He's already 1.2 seconds behind Kev Woody in P9. Ben's looking for a way by. Fred the Red, but nothing's doing there. David's going to go down the inside of Drew. Drew's going to try and squeeze him out to the inside, but Drew in the process goes wide. XC David trying to go down the inside into turn 5. He'll be on the outside, and WSR Double will have the preferred line in this corner. Double gives him the space, the room, the respect, and David's up into P10, but Double's not done with it yet. He's going to try and sneak by through turn 6, and into turn 7 they go. Black Cherry's looking for a way by Double as well. Down into turn 8 they go. Black Cherry's going to try and go down the outside here. We don't see many overtakes in this part of the track, and Black Cherry makes the move. He's up into P11. Leader Lee back looking closely behind. Drew really struggling on that restart. He's already out of ERS, and Jim has to serve his drive-through penalties. Jason SMJ picks up another time penalty, and that's really going to cost him in the later stages of this race. Monier de Cheeks has already lost the DRS. Same with Franasco and Innikilk. And Fred the Red's looking for the move. Down into turn 3 he goes around the outside of Innikilk. Can he make the move on the Colombian? The Colombian goes deep into the corner. And this time, Fred the Red gets a better exit. Yeah, oh, he struggles with the acceleration. He cannot get on the power very well as, oh, somebody's had an accident. It's Double and Marsica. They've had a collision coming together at turn 3. Oh, baby. Fred the Red. No move to be made yet for the Red Bull, but he's going to be really quick on these softs. He has to make good use of them before they start to fall off around 8 or 9 laps into the stint, which is when the mediums will be quicker as Innikilk goes for a spin at turn 6. We've seen a few drivers go for a spin there today, most notably Stu86 OG yesterday. I just said today, but I meant yesterday. We saw a few drivers have a spin at that corner. Doubles had a spin too. Oh, and he has damage. That's a bizarre place to spin and get damage, though. Usually you just spin on the curb. But Leader Lee's pitting too. He must have picked up damage in that whole melee. Yeah, it looks like it. Same with Devil. Zasco 2000 picks up another time penalty. He's in P7. Ecos Verstappen. He's staying within J77J's ERS. And if he doesn't pick up another time penalty, I believe he will be the winner of this race. NRL Ben's looking for a way by for Fred the Red. He's in the slipstream of Fred the Red. Fred the Red is really struggling here because Innikilk spun and he lost the DRS to Franasco, and NRL Ben's taken advantage of that and gone ahead. And it will be a matter of time before these guys catch up to Franasco. They're only a second back. I'm guessing they'll be about 6/10 back by the time they hit the first DRS zone. That's my guess. And we'll see what happens here. Ben's actually not closing that much. It'll be close because the DRS detection point is right out of turn 8. Verstappen, very close, and yep, Ben's gonna have the DRS. But Verstappen this lap, he probably will be able to make the move. Maybe in a turn 3 or turn 4, it depends on when he wants to make the move. Kev Wood 11B picks up another time penalty. Kev Woody representing the pride of New York. As Verstappen's going around the outside, and in turn 3 they go. He's able to make the move on Jason SMJ. Jason SMJ is going to try and make the move into turn 4, but Verstappen has fresher tires, better tires, and I'm not sure there's much Jason SMJ can do about it at this stage of the race. NRL Ben 3/10 back. He's using up his battery to try and get by Franasco. Franasco's red light is flashing. That means his ERS is gone. Here comes Ben around the outside of turn 4. You don't want to be on the outside end of this corner. Franasco, though, gives Ben a lot of room, to be fair to Franasco. That was some clean driving there, but down into turn 5 they go. Ben, oh, he messed up the corner a little bit, but he finally gets ahead of Franasco. Fred the Red looking for a way by 2. What Ben's goal here should be is to get outside of DRS range of Fred the Red, who's on that same strategy as Kev Wood gets by Zasco 2000. Oh, we have a spinner, and it's XC David's had another spin on this lap. Way down in P13. He might call it quits pretty soon. I wouldn't be shocked. It's down into turn 1 they go. Oh, Fred the Red. Why? Why do you guys have to make such... Oh, could have waited into the main straight, but that was very risky as Jason SMJ just pulled a move on Verstappen, but Verstappen just pulled the chair on him, essentially, and he's back up into P1. Tough luck there for Franasco. I mean, that could have been avoided. I don't know why you had to go side by side into turn 1. I see why Fred made the move, but Franasco was out of ERS. It's just risky, and we know drivers can do it, obviously. We saw it earlier in the race. I'm not sure who, I can't remember who it was, but they managed to do it through turn 1. Zasco trying to stick with Kev Wood. Kev Wood is putting in a really solid showing here. P6 for the Ferrari driver right now. We've had, how many retirements? Oh, somebody's had a wreck. Zasco, yep, Zasco has had an accident, and he has wing damage too. These guys keep spinning at turn 6. I was looking on the mini map, and I was like really confused as to who had that spin, but it was Isasco 2000. Inikilk gets by Marsica into the second to last corner. Jason SMJ this time. He brakes really late again, and that's going to compromise his exit. Fred the Red looking for a way by NRL Ben into turn 3. Oh, he gives him a little bit of a bump there. A little bit of a bump and run. Dale Earnhardt Sr. action here. He has a lot of VRS left, and he. Oh my gosh, Fred! Why? Oh, that was such. Oh my gosh, Ben has a spin. That promotes Kev Woody up the. Could Kev Woody get a podium here? That was a self-induced error by Fred. Fred's a really good driver, but sometimes he makes silly incidents. It's nothing to. And he could totally get P3 in this championship if he just cut out the really goofy errors that he has sometimes. Similar to Fight Me Now bot. Jason SMJ this lap. Did he just pick up another time penalty? I think he did. He is closing on Verstappen. This could be Verstappen's second win of the weekend. He won on the Saturday tier yesterday. Had a Fight Me Now bot in Maldonado off, and today it's looking pretty good for him as well. Jason SMJ will want to say something other than that, though. He wants to hear a win for himself. But I don't think that's going to happen, man. Oh, he hits him as well. What is up with drivers hitting each other on the straightaway? I think Jason SMJ really doesn't want to battle here. He's just trying to lurch off his DRS. So, Inikilk and Marsica! And Marsica just hit Inikilk basically out of this race. He better wait for him. No, he doesn't wait for him. Oh, yes, he does. Isasco has retired at the final corner. Had an accident, there's going to be a safety car. This race has completely turned on its head. And Marsica let him by. Both these guys are pitting. We have 6 guys out in this race. This race has turned. This has been the most chaotic race of the season. And there's a lot of stupid incidents in the last 5 laps. Really stupid incidents. I won't sugarcoat it. Literally speeds. And P10, what is up with drivers speeding too? I just don't get it, man. Stay under the delta. Why are you speeding? Unless it's not your fault if the delta, if you're like extending the delta, and it says you have 13 seconds to get back to time, and then all of a sudden it gives you a speeding penalty. But there's no reason to get a speeding penalty if you have 13 seconds to get back under the delta. It's just, it's really not that smart. As Marsica stays out, and he's gonna. I don't understand why he'd stay out there. He's just blowing away a top 10, Marsica. Everybody else is going to be on fresh softs. You don't have a chance in hell. The only thing you're going to do... Oh, he was in the ammo, that's why. Drew gets a speeding penalty. What is... Do you guys not know how... Can we get guys in the comments telling me why these guys are speeding? Under the safety car. I'm just curious. How is it possible? I've never done it. Only under a VSC, and that was like once. Where I was pushing it too close. How did these guys speed under the safety car? Just really amazes me. Alright, hopefully one more lap of safety car conditions. Marsica on the hards. It just freaks me out, bro. The tire difference is so much. I guess Fernasco and Leader Lee have older tires, but Leader Lee has to pit because there's a penalty. Why are people trying to pass each other under the safety car? That just annoys me, man. It's like I think I have OCD. I just can't stand stuff like that, you know? Yeah, Marcel, I know you had an accident with him. If he reports it, he reports it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Who cares? You can block still if there's not the safety car doesn't come in this lap. Oh, sorry, Ultimate F1. I'll check the penalties for you here. Sorry. You can look at them, if you're watching the stream, you guys can look at the penalty situation. Drew retired in the pit lane, he called it a day. But Innikill, Jim, and Fernasco do not have penalties. Watch out for Ben here. He could win this race. Yeah, he could get a top 2. Interesting. Safety car is coming in this lap. I believe we have 12 runners left in this race. I wouldn't be shocked if there's about 10 left at the end of this. This race has been a crazy-ass race, dude. We've had a lot of wrecks, a lot of silly, silly incidents that shouldn't have happened, but you know what? It's racing. Sometimes you have crazy weekends. You have a decent amount of new drivers in here. Isasco, EH. Kev Whitty's put on an excellent show. He did a few races back in Season 2 for us. Hopefully he can become a permanent member. He's a good driver. He's in P5, and then Marsica is on those hards. He's going to be really struggling here on this restart. We're probably going board with leader. Yeah, but Marsica got a decent restart. J7SMJ, 15 seconds of time ponies here. He might have just called it quits on try to stay within the track limits. Because usually he doesn't pick up penalties. Like at USA, he did not pick up a single time penalty, but I guess he wanted to race this race a bit differently. As Fred the Red had a spin at turn 1. Oh my gosh, Fred's day has gone from bad to worse, if we're being quite honest here. We have four laps left in this race. Fred will try and fight back for a few points if possible, because there's a lot of guys with a lot of time penalties currently in the top few positions. As the leader bag got by Marsica there. And Marsica falls behind the Hungarian driver. Has had a decent race today, because, I mean, he almost went a lap down and the safety car came out. It sort of saved his day. He had that incident with Innikill, but incidents happen. And I've seen a few incidents heading up to turn 3 because you hit a bump and then, like, your car spins around. It's really goofy. Oh, Fernasco got really loosey-goosey there on the exit. And that's going to bring Black Sherry right up to the back of the Alfa Romeo driver. Through turn 8 they go. No move to be made yet for Black Sherry, but on this lap, I mean, he's going to be in the slipstream heading down into turn 1. He's not going to go side by side, though. It's really risky to do that. DRS is not enabled this lap. Will be enabled on lap 35. The last couple laps of this race are going to be absolutely fucking insane. As Innikill picks up a time penalty. Oh no, Innikill. Sucks for you. As Jim might get a podium here. We don't know. Fred the Red pits. Fresh nose. He's going to go for fast slap. As down the inside went Fernasco on Marsica. We got 3 wide action here potentially as they head on to turn 4. Black Cherry and Marsica touching. Wheels. Oh yeah, it might be 3 wide here. We'll see what Cherry does. Cherry's just going to hold back. As, oh, Jim went wide. Oh my gosh, I thought Jim went wide. Marsica and Black Cherry going side by side. Marsica off into the wall. Oh my gosh. Black Cherry looking for a way by Fernasco. Fernasco's on old sauce. Black Cherry on fresh sauce. Black Cherry's going to try and go around the outside of turn 6. Fernasco leaves him so much room, so much respect. And that's really clean driving from those two. An excellent move from Black Cherry. And a coach trying to find a way by Fernasco. Through turn 8 they go, and Innikill and Fernasco put on a hell of a show a few races ago at USA in the first round of the season. Leaderly boxes for a fresh, soft compound. No, he's not boxing. He has a drive-through penalty. My apologies, but the battle for the lead is about to commence here. Jason SMJ has a lot of time penalties, but he'll still want to win this race on track. And that's what he'll say in the post-race. He'll say that he won on track, and he'll take it as bragging rights. As Innikill makes the move potentially here on Fernasco and Innikill. Wait, hold up. I just completely screwed that up. Who was overtaken now? I don't even know. I think it was Innikill trying to pass Fernasco. Yeah, it was. Because Fernasco has those old sauce on. And Fernasco's picked up a time penalty as well here at some point. So as I said, Jim could have a top. Jim will have a top 5 here. Guaranteed. As we head into the final lap, though, Ecos Verstappen staying ahead of Jason SMJ. Jason SMJ picks up another time penalty, and Jason SMJ could fall outside of the top 5 here. He's picking up way too much time penalties. Oh my gosh, he nearly hit him. And that's another thing we've noticed. Jason SMJ is really struggling to slow down into these corners, these heavy braking zones. Ben picked up a time penalty. That's the second of the race. Money the Cheeks picked up a time penalty too, so I don't who knows where these guys are going to finish. I mean, Jim just has to get by Fernasco here. He really does. It's down the inside, goes Innikill into turn 3 on Fernasco. He's able to make the move successfully. Jim's going to try and find his way by too, and Jim, you need to get past Fernasco on this lap by any means possible, and he's not going to be able to do it. As here comes Verstappen. He's going to take the win in the Sunday tier. He took the win yesterday in the Saturday tier. He's proved to be the dominant force around the Red Bull Ring in the Styrian region of Austria. Verstappen comes around to the final corner. It's going to be another dub for him. He's the king of Austria, baby. Jason SMJ finishes way behind. Monier cheeks up with a second. NRL Ben takes a podium. He takes second place. Kevwood 11B up in the fourth. 1.3 seconds off a podium. Block Sherry 11 seconds back. Almost gets a podium here. And a Coke up into P5. Fernasco. Jim jumps up into P4 because he had basically no penalties. And I told you, man, if Jim was able to get by Fernasco there, he would have had a podium. He was so close to it. Marsica and Leaderbag coming across the line. And Fred the Red. Does he get fastest lap? We'll see. That was a good race. Fred the Red's not even going to try and get it. He's too far back. J707J apparently gets a 20-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. That's not possible, guys. Alright, we're going to do podium interviews. Podium. As we get on to the what's it called? The podium. We gotta play the United States national anthem. Brave. Woo! Alright, I know who's on the podium. I'll get them in the party here. Screw a race rundown. We're going to be doing the national anthems for the rest of the season. Oh boy. Alright, come on. Load! Get me into the party, baby. Alright, for Ecos Verstappen has to get into the party here. If any of you guys in the comment section want to ask a question, just post it and I'll ask the drivers. Verstappen, NRL Ben, and Monier. Ah, crap, I had to find Monier's name. Alright. Come on, load PlayStation Network. Please. Please. Did Ben add me? No, Ben did not add me. NRL Ben. Give me one moment. Ben. Come on, load. Okay, there we go. Let's go. We got the guys into the party hopefully here. I know what to ask all these guys too. Don't worry. Now, maybe not Ben. Hey, you're not going first. We're gonna get the other two in here.
Yeah. I got Ben. I'm adding him.
I invited him. Alright. What's up, Monier? Alright. Alright, Monier, so what were you thinking when Cohen spun out right in front of you?
I was trying my best to avoid him, but you know, I love fucking damage, and all of a sudden he just hit me. I was just like, oh fuck's sake! I thought my race was going to be over, but luckily there was a safety car. Otherwise, I would have been fuming.
There were about 10 safety cars, I swear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy race. We're gonna wait for Ben. If Ben doesn't join, I mean, who cares? Verstappen, you getting Ben in here? It was a good race. Well, so I felt like there were too many stupid incidents, but other than that, it was very entertaining.
Yeah, there was.
Like Fred the Red made a lot of really bad mistakes. Marsica and Andy Cook had a really dumb accident. There were incidents where guys should have ghosted, but they didn't. Like there was an incident where Black Cherry was trying to ghost, and then it didn't ghost. Like he was spinning out of turn 5, and like 5 guys hit him.
I was just trying to minimize my penalties, but I ended up getting fucking 12 seconds worth of penalties.
Yeah, I don't know what Jason SMJ was doing, man.
Yeah, he was on a lot of penalties.
Oh, Jason SMJ says, "Bro, I need to have my penalties removed because I got them from going 1 millimeter over." Oh, well, that's not how it works. If we want to do it that way, we have to remove like everybody's penalties, make it regular. Yeah, Ben, come on, bro. All right, what am I gonna ask this guy? All right, bro, you got your mic shared? Yeah, that's a really good question. Hopefully I get some help from the viewers.
Wow, there we go. Oh, wow, yeah. There we go. Yep, I think it should be, yep.
What am I gonna ask you, bro? I mean, I watched a decent amount of your race.
My race? What about my race?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, great idea.
Yeah, I can talk about it. First of all, I'd like to apologize to everyone. I was a bit of a bowling ball. Like, you know, shit happens. It's okay. I was a bit of a bowling ball, but I had a good race. Me and Silent were towing for about like the whole medium stint, so we kind of just pulled away from Fred.
Until you disintegrated on that curb.
Yeah, and then I touched that deadly curb. It's gotten me like at least 3 league races this game. It's such an evil curb. It doesn't make any sense really. It does, but you know, like I don't like it. And then from there, I don't know. I don't know. Just had a good race, you know. Just kept my head down. There was like right after the safety car, I overtook 2 people. I'm trying to remember who they were, or one of the safety cars. But yeah, I cleared my traffic and I did a good job. I thought did an okay job.
You definitely weren't a bowling ball. Some of the other guys were like fucking crazy today. I mean. So when you watch the stream back,
okay.
you were a lot better than most people.
Okay.
Like Fred, bro.
By my own standards, I was a bowling ball. That's just my opinion. But yeah, who's that? Francesco and turn 3, lap 1. I can't even explain what I was doing. I just sandwiched the hell out of somebody.
Oh yeah, it was 4 wide, and I was thinking, no, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, because I thought everybody would brake a little bit later, so. I thought I was being conservative, but turns out I was not, and so, you know, then we were all sandwiched in, but yeah, it worked out well. Somehow my front wing is also it's made out of titanium, I don't know. It could re-enter the Earth's atmosphere, because I made so much contact with people, but we're good, and yeah, I had a really fun race for everybody that was involved.
Yeah, it was a good race to watch. Just too many incidents, but alright, Verstappen, so...
Hi.
You had a bit of an easy race because Jason SMJ decided to just pick up tons of time penalties for some reason.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. You want to see? Okay. So he sent me something in admin chat saying he wants all his penalties removed because he's 1 millimeter over the line. But that's how it works on Strict. You can't do that. And if
everybody gets it.
Everybody gets all their penalties gone. Let's go.
Yeah, that'd be. Well, no, actually, no. Let's not do that.
It's like legit. Everybody has it by 1 millisecond, either that or by 1 millimeter, or it's like they lose it because of a.
Here's a suggestion. Also, I say we take everyone's pens away and reduce it by half.
Reduce
it by half.
I would
Keep
disagree.
it as is.
I would say we keep it as is.
Yeah, well, it's too complicated. It's like you're going into NASCAR territory with that. Huh. Well, you were just battling J7 to 7J the whole race. I mean, you had that one spin. Where was that at? I'm trying to think. Oh no, that was the accident with him, wasn't it? What happened there? On that one lap where he hit you.
Huh?
What happened on that one lap where J7 to 7J hit you at turn 4?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I was taking it normally, and I was like looking into my rear view because I knew he had DRS, but he wasn't close enough to make a move, so I just took the corner normally, and he didn't even make like you know when they just kind of make a look towards the inside and
Yeah.
to make a cautious entry, and it's like,
Yeah.
and he didn't do any of that. He just tapped me in the rear, and he didn't really make any attempt at an overtake. He just outbroke himself, I think.
Yeah, and then did Wolbers get caught in that too?
I think he did because
Oh my gosh.
Because when I saw what he pinged me in the chat, he said, "I tried to set you back straight." I was like, but I ghosted. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was so weird.
Yeah. It was a good race though. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
For
right.
some reason, I forgot to set the medium tire at the beginning, so I was not used to the softs.
Oh, you wanted to go to mediums. Okay. Probably wasn't a
Yeah.
smart decision.
I was like, for some reason, I'm looking at the tire temps, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is the left rear 100 degrees? And like, well, yeah, I'm on the soft, but oh well.
Okay. All right. I think that's it for podium interviews. Last time we talked for like 30 minutes after the stream ended.
Yeah, freaking.
Maldonado, man, he's French and he like couldn't shut up. He just kept on talking and talking and talking. I could tell he was a commentator.
Yeah.
All right. Well, to all you viewers, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week for Saturday. We'll have a lot of videos out. I think Monday through Thursday we'll have videos